Everyone. Welcome back to Om Shanti Healing's podcast, The Spiritual Connection. The last episode that I posted, we talked about alignment and how to kind of determine in your body and in your energy whether or not you're out of alignment and how to get back into balance. Well, I have been thinking about that podcast and the things that I had said on it, and I wanted to create a part two to really take a deeper dive into finding a true path, and whether it's within the path that you're already in or if it's in a new path. So think of today as a deeper dive into that. Not a beginner's version necessarily, not a version where everything is clear and to follow and the perfect picture, but the deeper layers of what shows up in your life that doesn't yet match what your truth is. The kind that can arise when your external world is kind of like out of sync with you, or you're becoming internally conflicted. The kind that kind of whispers to you on a quiet night that there's more and that you're not yet living in that space. So I wanted to kind of touch upon four different topics today and kind of go through them gently and share a little bit more on a deeper level. So the four different things I want to talk about is what alignment really is at a deepest level, what your life might not yet reflect in your true path, how to find and hold your alignment even in the in-between moments of transitioning, and how to trust that your inner alignment will eventually reshape your outer world. So a lot of us are kind of in a place, a tender spot in our lives that we're wearing a mask, doing certain things, but internally we feel very different. And that inner alignment will eventually shape our outer world if we follow that alignment. And it could be a very subtle message. So, to begin this conversation, I want to take a deep breath and just kind of inhale, just like a feeling of openness and just kind of hearing what I have to say, planting a seed in your mind, taking what you need from it. And let's exhale just kind of everything trying to rush the journey, because I'm in a transitional place right now in my career, and I have been trying to force it and make it happen faster than it is supposed to happen. It has caused some stress for me, some upset in my energy, some anxiety, and some things that I'm feeling internally, or I have felt. I moved past it now, that were really creating a feeling of pushback because I was trying to rush it. The journey and transformation that I am on is a profound 180 from the spiritual work that I'm doing. But to me, it overlaps in many ways. To just be brief before we begin, I've been in spiritual work, healing work for 18 years as a body worker, energy worker, an intuitive, an empath, working with people to create harmony in their bodies and in their energy, reducing pain and creating balance. I am also pivoting, or rather aligning my career with financial education. To me, being an entrepreneur for 18 years has caused financial instability. It just does. You just don't know what you're bringing in every month. You know, I lost my dad when I was 19 and he didn't leave us any life insurance. It changed my whole trajectory on my life and my relationship around money and my fear around the future, my anxiety about not having enough. Blending the two, the energy that I do, the work that I do on the body, the tissue work that I do, to me overlaps beautifully with financial education, because most of the stress in the world is around money and not having enough, and about being fearful of the future, being able to take care of our aging parents, providing financial support for our children, for their futures. There's so much that I hear in my healing space around fear and anxiety around money and affordability of everything. And I have no retirement plan, and I can't afford to put my parents in assisted living. What am I going to do? This creates pain, anxiety, physical symptoms. The nervous system clenches around this pain, this fear, this stress, and creates physical pain in the body. And I not only hear it verbally from my clients, but I feel it in their tissues and I feel it in their bodies. So to me, being able to provide protection, security, a plan, a safety net in case they can't work, in case they need to take care of their parents, in case, they someday want to retire, I can help provide a trusted source for that through the people that I work with. They know me, they trust me, they know I'm going to treat them well and do everything that I can to set them up with protection that they need to save money, protect their assets that they have, avoid more taxes, da 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 da. So to me, this transition has been a realignment of myself. Can I do this work? Yes. Can people accept me outside the box of healer? Why not? Lots of people have two careers, and this alignment the past year has been in the works of me getting into a groove of this very different career path and finding a way to blend the two together in a beautiful way where people understand my vision, right? So I want to talk on a deeper level about what alignment truly may mean for you beyond the surface level. Those that know me know that I'm not surface level. I want to get in there. I want to talk about deep, vulnerable things with you and really get to the root problem of what's going on with you so I can take care of you physically by treating your tissue pain and your energy and take care of you financially and help you make a plan and a safety net for your future. It's a beautiful combination to me. So when people think about alignment, they may imagine like a harmonious, beautiful life, a beautiful career, beautiful relationships, everything's feeling great, peace and harmony and kumbayas, a sense of I'm exactly where I'm meant to be, right? But alignment is not something that just happens outside of yourself, right? It's internal. It happens inside. It starts with your dialogue and your energy long before your life starts to rearrange itself to match who you really are. The true alignment is an inner frequency. It's a feeling. It's a thought, it's pictures, it's visions, it's messaging that comes in. It's a resonance between your soul and the choices that you make, your thoughts and your energy. And here's the thing people miss a lot of the time. You can be in alignment internally and still have a life that doesn't really reflect it on the outside. That is really common because we still have to have enough to pay the bills and feed the children and pay the mortgage and save for retirement. And that may require you to be in a career that doesn't really align with the truth of who you are. Okay. You can have moments of awakening. You can have many moments of growing within that career path that you're in. You can be in remembering of your truth and still be surrounded by these old circumstances and old patterns and even old environments that don't necessarily fit, but they're there. They're part of who your life has become, what your path has become, the routineness of your life, right? This doesn't mean that anything is going wrong in your life. It means that you're evolving faster than your life has time to catch up, right? So the alignment is like it's like planting a seed, and the moment you plant it, something real begins to happen. Even though nothing is blooming externally yet, your energy is shifting, right? The shifts come long before the actual reality does. And actual reality and external things start to happen. It's inside first. The truth of who we really want to be aligned with starts to awaken, long before the rearranging of out things start to happen outside. Okay. That gap of space can be really kind of uncomfortable between who you were and who you're becoming. That is where the true alignment really starts to be learned. That's where the lessons come in, is that internal shift that starts to talk a bit louder. Okay. Not in the easy moments of life, right? But in the moments where you have to choose your truth, even when nothing around you confirms it. It's a calling, right? It's a calling to you. This, for me, the protection of families has been a calling for me. As I'm getting older, my children are growing up. I want to provide deeper levels of protection for the people that I care about, right? I can be hands on, massage tissue work, take away your pain, balance your energy, but that's not going to sustain you through the rest of your life. I want to do bigger things for people and help people feel safe on a whole different level than what I'm already providing. This to me is a bigger, better alignment that's going to carry me forth into my later years, right? Where this can grow into something really beautiful over time. Okay. Alignment is choosing what feels true, what is in your heart. Even if it's not a convenient thing in the moment in your life right now, even when it's not understood by anyone around you, like my complete different kind of polar opposite, but overlapping, if you will, if you're really open enough, career path. Not everybody understands why I'm doing it. But when I have a moment to explain it, they're like, oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Even when nothing around you looks the way that you desire, if it doesn't make sense for you in the moment, yet you still hold it inside you, you have faith in where it's going for you, hold on to it, keep with it, because it will evolve into something beautiful. There is deeper work, there is sacred work. This is a path most people skip over because it requires patience, trust, willingness to honor you becoming something different, even when your life is still reflecting the past. It's challenging. You have to do some shadow work. You have to talk to your inner child. You have to get into those spaces inside you, maybe that feel blocked, right? Maybe there's some hurdles to overcome, some childhood messaging in the way of you venturing in this direction. There is a whole lot of that for some people that needs to be worked on. But if you look at it as a gift, an opportunity to grow and evolve into some higher version of yourself, then you can see it as something positive. But I want you to just really embrace the hard parts too, right? Because there's learning in all of it. And once you can move past the hard parts, you feel so much stronger on the other side and so much more solid in your choice, in your sole purpose. It feels more real, right? If you sit with it, be patient with it, and do the work to evolve. Okay, when your life may not reflect the true path, we're going to talk about some steps through that. Okay, so let's talk about this directly and be compassionate about it, because it can be a tender topic for some people, and those that are really sensitive, we'll just walk through it really slowly. So many people seek this kind of venture and this kind of transition, but then they feel shame or guilt, or maybe there's some frustration when their life doesn't match up with their inner truth and you feel like you're living a double life. You might be thinking also that if you're not doing the inner work, why hasn't anything shifted? If you're working really hard at it, where's the change? Maybe there's a lack of patience, right? Why don't I feel free in this yet? Why am I still stuck in situations that don't align with who I am and what I know? Here's the truth, guys. So that brings so much relief when you truly feel it in your heart, right? That is where you need to sit, is in the heart. Because yes, change is hard and it's not instant gratification. That's what we want, right? We don't want to have to work too hard for it. We just want to receive it and enjoy it, right? But it doesn't work that way. If it's in your heart, there's an evolution, a process, right? Growth happens internally first and externally second. So we live in a culture obsessed with instant change, instant gratification, right? That's the American way. We want it quick, we want it fast, we want it hot and ready. We want immediate results, and we want to enjoy that and take it all for granted and not feel guilty doing that, right? So spiritual work is a bit different than that. It reshapes your energy before it rearranges things in your world. Everything is frequency. Every feeling and emotion, thought has a vibration. So it's going to come to you that way first as an energy. Okay. That's going to shape first before the external stuff changes for you. So here are a few reasons why your life may not reflect your true path yet. Okay. Number one, you're still integrating this new version of yourself, which takes time. Your soul has shifted, your nervous system, your habits, and your beliefs are still trying to catch up, right? Integration takes time, patience, deep breaths. Don't self-punish yourself, right? In preparation. Don't talk bad about yourself because it's a process. It's learning. It's like getting better at a sport or any new hobby, right? You kind of trip your way through it for a while and then you keep doing it and you get better and you build more confidence. I always told my kids when they were little, and I still do, I said, how do you get good at something, children? You practice, 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 right? So here's number two. You're learning boundaries, clarity, and self-worth, right? Sometimes we stay in old patterns because we're mastering the energetic skills required to not repeat them anymore, right? Every moment is teaching you something essential for the next chapter. Okay, boundaries are important when we're transitioning. Number three, you're being asked to build strength right now. So alignment in something new requires courage. It requires the ability to trust in your inner knowing, even when your outer world presents doubt. There's going to be external situations that are going to bring you down. Maybe rejection of somebody or a group of somebody's. Maybe family members are going to knock you down and put doubt in your head. Maybe not making the sale or getting ghosted or, who knows, will bring you down and create doubt. This period of spiritual muscle builds you up because you're going to need that later when you get really deeper into the work, right? Your path is rearranging. It's number four. Behind the scenes, everything is being stirred up. You're stirring the pot. Things are moving. Just because you don't see the changes yet doesn't mean nothing's happening internally. If you're having conflicting thoughts and things are starting to move inside your head and you're changing your perspective on things, then things are starting to go for you. Okay. Alignment often moves in the unseen long before it becomes visible for people. So, like I said, everything kind of comes in to you in a frequency and a vibration first. Okay? Synchronicities and opportunities and relationships, healing, all of it is lining things up for you via frequency. So just because you may not see anything externally happening yet, there are things set in motion because you have an intention that you've put out there in order to change things and to shift things for yourself. So, number 5, you are being protected. Sometimes the delay is protection. That has been a really tough one for me because I am an American that wants instant gratification. And this path into finance for me has been, it's a slow burn. It's a new business that I'm building. And there is delay, right, in the feeling of protection. I'm overcoming that now, but at the very beginning, I felt that pretty intensely. Sometimes the timing isn't right yet. When you're starting a big change and you're setting an intention to shift things, you don't want to jump right to the end. You will freak out. You'll burn out. It might cause a massive health issue. You want to take it slow. You want to pace yourself. Go through each layer carefully. Be very observant of each layer. Talk to people through the layers. If you need extra someone to lend an ear, reach out to people and share that feeling through that layer. Move through it at your own pace. Don't rush it. Sometimes you need that wisdom and some healing and some confidence from somebody else, or maybe through meditation and connection that way before stepping into the next phase. So just cautious awareness around that. So if your reality feels behind where your soul is, if you feel like you've outgrown the life you're living, trust that you're not stuck, okay? That you're not failing in anything. You're simply in a sacred space of the in-between. We are energy beings. We are constantly evolving and analyzing and thinking and working through our troubles and our thoughts and overthinking everything most of the time. This is a transitional phase, a transformational time in life when you realign with something that's been inside you for a long time and you're finally letting it out. There is a step-by-step process, right? That evolves according to your energy and what you're ready for in that moment. It's like a cocoon stage, a recalibration of self, the space between chapters where one is ending and the next hasn't fully begun yet. And at this space, it's not a setback. Don't think of it like that. It's part of the journey. It's a holy part of the journey. It's sacred. It should be tended to, loved on, nurtured, and given patience as you move through these phases. So, how to find alignment even when it doesn't look aligned? That's an interesting topic. Let's move into the heart of this conversation for a moment, okay? I want to stay in a place of alignment with yourself, even when your life doesn't really match your truth. This is where the deepest empowerment really does happen. Here are the practices and shifts that allow you to hold alignment from the inside out. I've got a couple of them to share with you. Okay, the first one is honor your inner truth quietly. You don't have to change everything at once. You don't have to make dramatic leaps. You don't have to announce a new chapter to the world. That's a big one. When you change things or do something new, keep it to yourself. If you have a trusted one person or so that you need to lean on as the layers start to unravel, then do that. But don't announce it. Don't put it on Facebook. Keep it private because you never know what that evolution is going to do. It might turn a corner. It might shift and change. Just don't put it out there. Okay. Keep it private and protected for just you. Okay. The inner alignment often begins as a quiet revolution. It kind of whispers, right? So keep that whisper to yourself. This is who I am now. This is who I'm evolving towards. It might not change circumstances right in the moment for you today, but we don't want that, right? It changes your energy, and that is the foundation of everything. So I want you to take your time when you feel that vibration shift to just really embrace it, really feel the essence of it. Honor your truth in those very small ways as things start to move. To do that, you can begin with your self-talk. The way that you speak to yourself is huge when you're going through these tougher times. Transition is evolution. It can be uncomfortable, but if you really want it, you have to go through the layers, the pacing of the layers, and be loving to yourself along the way. Set healthy boundaries while you're working on this transformation. Make good choices for yourself. When you need to rest, rest. When you need to energize and go for a walk, do that. Listen to that inner dialogue. The way you treat your body, your heart, and your dreams is huge. Every small alignment is a signal to the universe that you're ready for the next layer to peel back, right? Number 2 is stop judging the in between. This is a big one. Self-judgment creates misalignment faster than anything possible. You are not behind where you're at. You are not doing anything wrong. You are not failing because your life doesn't look the way that you want it to look right now. We're human. We're evolving. We're changing. Everything is always shifting for us. We're always innately trying to do bigger, better things. This requires time and patience and compassion. You're bridging two things together right now. The world you built from survival is one thing, and the world you're creating from your inner truth is another thing. Bridging takes time. Be gentle and loving with yourself, please. Number 3 is bring the energy to your future self into your present life. This is about manifesting. Even if your life doesn't match your path right now, you can begin living life in the version of yourself that is aligned in the future. Ask yourself, how would my alignment self act today? How would she speak? How would she believe? Who would she no longer tolerate? Boundaries, right? You don't have to wait for your life to change to become that version of yourself. Be that person now, and your life will follow. This is about frequency. You put yourself out there in the ways that you want to be, and you will pull that towards you. That's just how the universe works. You need to align with what you want, not what you don't want. Number 4, practice micro alignments. These are aligned with that manifesting and setting that intention, right? Small daily decisions that move you toward who you really are and what you really want. Tiny things that may seem insignificant right now, but carry huge energetic weight for your future and down the road. Things like choosing joy. Joy and happiness are two different things. Joy is on a soul level. Joy is a long duration of time where you feel content. Line yourself up with whatever that means for you. Choosing rest. If your body wants to take a nap, you let it take a nap. If you need to meditate, then you find a time and place for that. Routine is really important. If you can set up a routine where you're finding rest on a regular basis and you're finding manifesting time and meditation time on a regular basis, that's even better. Choose authenticity. Be yourself, no matter what that looks like in the external world. Always choose who you truly are and show up that way, and you will attract the people into your life that align with that. Choose what resonates rather than what pleases others. This is a big one and a difficult one for a lot of people. So instead of being a people pleaser all the time for other people and putting yourself last, a way to evolve faster into your transformation is to choose you. That doesn't mean you're selfish, but when you have healthy boundaries, people just treat you differently. They respect you in a different way. So all these little micro alignments lead to macro transformations later on. This is like the baby steps into that, right? We have to walk before we run. So number 5 is let your body lead you. If your mind is confused, but your body does know the truth, trust the body. If something feels like a contraction in your system, it's not your truth. So feel into something that you really hate or a person that you really dislike. Where do you feel that in your body? Something that's completely morally and ethically against who you are. You're going to feel a sense of tightness, maybe a struggle taking a deep breath. You'll feel it in your body. And then when you feel something that's really, truly who you are, that really aligns with you, how does that feel in your body? Where do you feel it? You feel your stomach relax. You feel your lungs fill up easier. Your body will let you know. The body will always let you know. Expansion, not contraction. Your body is the first to recognize when you're in alignment and when you're not in alignment. And it will communicate that to you through various symptoms in your system. Your nervous system will respond, guaranteed. It is your compass. So trust it, use it, listen to it. Number 6, release what's not yours. So often we feel out of alignment, not because we're lost necessarily, but because we're carrying obligations and expectations and stereotypes and energies that aren't ours. Pause and ask yourself for a moment, what am I holding that doesn't belong to me? I have to do this on a daily basis, being an energy worker and a healer. I have to prepare my body and my field prior to touching anybody, and then do a deep check-in when they're done and I leave the room to wash my hands. I have to clear anything off of me that is not mine. Otherwise, I will get side effects from that experience, and I will take on some of their pain or their headache or their nausea or their anxiety, and I will feel it in my body. So you will pick up on things that are not yours and might not even realize you're doing it. We all are slightly empathic, just some are more sensitive and tuned into it than others. Okay, so think about, what are you holding on that doesn't belong to you? Whether it's a thought, an energy, a feeling, a pattern in behavior, whatever. Really try to identify it. Are you trying to be something you're not to make somebody else happy or to make somebody else like you? Consider what those things may be, dismiss them and disregard them, get rid of them. What expectations am I carrying from family, friends, society in that old identity? This is a really hard one for people because we put on masks, right? You wear your mask to work and you act a certain way. You wear your mask with your friends and you act a different way. You wear your mask with your in-laws and you act a different way. We are required to wear masks in the environments that we are in. But I want you to be aware of carrying those expectations around and that energy around. And if it doesn't feel good, how can you make slight adjustments to be more in alignment with your true self, but still have an experience that's an enjoyable one? Okay. Letting go doesn't have to be a dramatic thing. As we make little tweaks to unmask the fake sides of us and show up in our alignment, you don't have to make a whole wardrobe change in your life. You don't have to buy a different house or move to a different state or be, making these huge decisions that are financially stressful, or make a dramatic change in such a way where people are like, what the heck happened to you? Maybe it's just something internal that you can reflect upon. Like, maybe you can just simply say to yourself, I release this. It's not mine. If you're holding on to something that doesn't feel real to who you truly are, let it go. It doesn't have to be a big, profound change, just an energy. just a frequency that you're shifting. So number 7 is trust the timeline. This is a hard one because we are instant gratification type folks. Alignment is not rushed, right? It can't be forced. It's remembered, it's reclaimed, it's embodied, but it can't be pushed. It can't be shoved. It can't be pulled. You got to just move through it at a pace that feels really comfortable and open and safe for you, and allow the process to unravel itself as it's ready to unravel itself. Okay, so when everything inside you is changing, but nothing outside is changing yet, this one is the most vulnerable experience on a spiritual path because you do feel different, right? You do think different. Your heart, your intuition, your values, everything inside of you is shifting, yet your life still looks the same. You have the same job, the same house, the same boss, the same things are happening. The monotony of your life is still in gear. This can create almost a painful kind of feeling. It can make you tense up. It can bring stress. It's a sense of I'm living someone else's life because you, in a sense, are kind of living two different lives at the same time. It could be a feeling of being out of place in the world that you're in. I want you to know something deeply and honestly, that this is part of the transformation and it is temporary and it is necessary, because you don't want to just get to the end and feel aligned and like somebody new without going through the grit. The grunt work needs to happen. The calibration period is real and it needs to be honored, loved, and embraced. This is where you're learning to hold alignment even without the immediate rewards, right? This is the universe asking, do you trust yourself yet? Do you trust the direction your soul is leading you? Feel into this, embrace it, acknowledge it. Do you trust the new version of yourself enough to not run back to the old version of yourself? This is something that needs time. And you present this to the world in small doses. Even if it's hard, even if it's slow, even if nothing outside of you is validated with change yet, alignment is not about circumstances, it's about consciousness, right? So, and consciousness always transforms circumstances in time. So it's a matter of practicing lots of patience, going through the motions and letting yourself be as is in the moment as things evolve over time. As we close today, I want to speak directly to this part of you that feels really tired, right? The part of you that wonders if it's ever going to happen, if your life will ever reflect who you truly are, if the alignment you feel inside you will ever take shape in your world. It will. It absolutely will. Your path is unfolding. Your energy is shifting. Your truth is waking up. And alignment, real alignment, requires, like I've said probably 10 times, patience, compassion, and trust in yourself, trust in the process. You are not off track. You're not behind anybody else. You are exactly where you need to be for the next step in your life on your path to reveal itself. So take a deep breath, stand in the truth of who you are, even if nobody can see it yet. Honor your alignment, even if you're the only one who feels it, and trust that your outer world will rise to meet the frequency you are becoming. Thank you so much for spending this sacred time with me today. I'm glad that I did a part 2 because I really needed to take it deeper with my listeners. I appreciate you guys being here. It's touched my heart. I really love doing these podcasts and speaking with you on a regular basis. I appreciate you subscribing to my podcast. If you are looking for a deeper dive on some alignment and finding more of a guided version of transformation and healing, you can find The Spirited Life, a high vibrational guide to healing is my book. I have it on Amazon. And there's a link below in the show notes to click right into that page on Amazon to take a deeper look and purchase that book. It's filled with deeper teachings, energy practices, and guidance for living your aligned and highest self. It's packed full of experiences and note taking and meditations and so much more. So take a peek at all of that. And until next time, my beautiful souls, walk gently, live truthfully, and trust the unfolding. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll talk with you next time. Bye-bye.